James Gunn's Superman. For the first time in my life, I feel like I can relate to Superman. There's just something about this trailer. It gives me hope. And it should. It's Superman. I was born in 2003. Growing up, my first major introduction to Superman was the 1940s cartoon on VHS. Superman was fighting the Arctic Giant. It was great, and I wanted more. Then I watched the animated Josstice League. The intro gives me chills every time, and still does to this day. I was hooked. This was my Superman. Until I was shown Superman Returns. Brandon Routh was my first introduction to a new Clark Kent and Superman. Kevin Spacey was Lex Luthor. What could go wrong? Well, evidently a lot. Even though I saw the movie a few years after it came out, I still finished the movie feeling disappointed. The movie was boring, and it didn't feel like Superman, or the lack thereof. It's crazy that we have a Superman movie where Superman is hardly present. I couldn't relate to what this movie was trying to tell me Superman was. Nothing more than a burgundy suit with a small logo and bad breath. At least, that's all I got from it. I stopped caring about Superman after this movie. I lost hope. So much so that when Man of Steel came out, I didn't even see it. I saw the trailers and I got scared. Something just didn't sit well with me. And to this day, I still haven't seen the full movie all the way through. Once again, I felt like I couldn't relate to Superman. I couldn't relate to this darker take on the character. It just wasn't Superman to me. I saw BVS, and I loved it, especially the Ultimate Edition. At this time, the MCU was taking off. This was around the height of my interest in Frank Miller and Daredevil especially. BVS showed me that Superman could die, and that even the best of us could fail. I started to feel a little hope again. Until the following year, when the Josstice League released. I don't even know where to start. You know what? Maybe it's better that we don't even open that can of worms today. Then the Snyder Cut released on Max. I woke up at 3 a.m. and watched it for the next 4 hours in awe. Still to this day, I haven't and won't rewatch it. It was perfect. Then Black Adam came out. We got Cavill back as Superman. I was so excited. I could not wait for this new era of DC. Until 7 weeks later, when Henry Cavill was let go as Superman. Again, hope was lost. I thought Superman was finished. James Gunn had announced Superman Legacy and DC's new slate. Once again, I thought it was cool, but I had little to no interest. That bridge was burned too many times. Or so I thought. December 18th, 2024, I received a notification on my phone. DC Studios' Superman, teaser trailer tomorrow. I was skeptical for this, but I watched. And immediately, I knew that something was different. I don't know what it was, and really, it was a teaser to a teaser. There wasn't a lot to begin with. But I knew that there was something special about this from the very beginning. I knew I had to watch this new trailer when it dropped. December 19th, 2024. From the start, we saw Superman plummet into the snow with the wheezing of a punctured lung. This Superman could get hurt. Something I didn't feel like we had gotten to see nearly as much of. Superman felt human. But he's not a human. He's Kryptonian. Superman and his love for Earth, truth, justice, and the American way is what makes Superman human. Superman should be a god, but he also needs to be seen as a symbol of hope to the people of Earth for a brighter future. In a time of vast uncertainty of the future of the United States, Superman once again feels like he's leading us into that brighter future. A better tomorrow. We see what Superman means to people in this trailer. He is a symbol of hope. Even when he's being hated by the people around him, we can see him still try to do right by them. David Corenswet is Superman. Yes, this movie won't be perfect, but no movie ever is. I could go on about how the suit looks, or how this movie is color graded, or Superman fighting a kaiju. But that is what makes Superman, Superman. In that 1940s cartoon I mentioned earlier, Superman literally fights a freaking kaiju. That entire 8-minute episode is centered around this kaiju getting out, Lois getting in trouble, and Superman saving the day in Lois, and finally returning as Clark Kent all in a day's work. That is Superman. James Gunn has always made his movies visually appealing. He is great with eye candy. This trailer has that, and presumably this movie will too. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of the dark tones, the grays, the gloominess. There are certain characters where this works perfectly for them. Batman and Daredevil, just to name a few. But that isn't Superman. Superman is supposed to be colorful and vibrant. Superman's suit has been a big talking point around this movie, and rightfully so. The previous suit we had on screen for Superman was perfect. There is no better suit than that, and there is no topping that. Period. But they aren't trying to. They're trying to do something new, something different, while trying to stay true to the comic book look of Superman. When we first got the photo, I was skeptical. All of us were. But after seeing this suit in this trailer, I wasn't and I'm not. This suit does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a symbol of hope. And finally, John Williams' Superman theme from John Murphy. The electric guitar, everything about it builds suspense, a new beginning, a brighter future, and hope. I know I've said it a lot, but Superman is hope. And that is why James Gunn's Superman, David Corenswet's Superman, is my Superman.